As I've mentioned, I'm having a blast going through the book so carefully, and we'll be continuing book 3, the first half of the Two Towers. However, hello everybody, welcome to Aude and Tulliva, where we are walking our way through Tolkien's Legendarium. Last week we finished up the last chapter in the Fellowship of the Ring. Today, just want to go over a couple of my favorite parts of book 2, get some input from you, and give you an update on the channel. As usual, there are links in the description to a few of my favorite copies of the book. Memberships are open if you'd like to support the channel that way. All right, let's dive in. I want to start and talk about a few of my favorite parts in book 2. I have to say, the Counts of Elrond always been one of my favorite chapters since the very first time I read the book. You can check out the playlist for my videos on it here. It may not be like the 80 episodes that Corey did, but I think I did a pretty okay job with it. I always like to understand the basics of things and how it generally works so that I can understand events moving forward. That's what this chapter's done. I like to understand why something happens or why a certain line of dialogue is important in the future and not just on hindsight. Of course, there's so much in this book and the whole Legendarium that I'm still discovering new things, but without learning about Gollum's past, it wouldn't mean much when we finally see him. Things like that just really make me happy. I get so excited every time I'm reading the book and I get to this chapter. And probably my favorite section from the chapter is right after Glóin tells the story of the dwarves of Erebor. "You have done well to come," said Elrond. "You will hear today all that you need in order to understand the purposes of the enemy. There is naught that you can do other than to resist, with hope or without it. But you do not stand alone. You will learn that your trouble is but part of the trouble of all the Western world. The ring. What shall we do with the ring, the least of rings, the trifle that Sauron fancies? That is the doom that we must deem. That is the purpose for which you are called hither. Called, I say, though I have not called you to me. Strangers from distant lands. You have come and are here met in this very nick of time, by chance as it may seem. Yet it is not so. Believe rather that it is so ordered that we who sit here, and none others, must now find counsel for the peril of the world." Wow. We get our first really obvious allusion to fate into the working of Eru and the Valar into Middle-earth. And fate is something I've been discovering more and more about every time I read the book. And I love how it works so closely with Tolkien's faith in the real world and weaves it into his beautiful story. Probably my other favorite video from this book is when Galadriel, at least part of the video, is when Galadriel gave her gifts to the company. Check that one out here if you didn't get a chance to watch it before. I got a chance to dive into the Elisar more, talk about how weird Feanor is, and bring more of the Silmarillion into our discussions here. But probably my favorite part of that section has to be Frodo's gift. "And you, ring bearer," she said, turning to Frodo, "I come to you last who are not last in my thoughts. For you I have prepared this." She held up a small crystal phial. It glittered as she moved it, and rays of white light sprang from her hand. "In this phial," she said, "is caught the light of Arundel's star, set amid the waters of my fountain. It will shine still brighter when night is about you. May it be a light to you in dark places when all other lights go out. Remember Galadriel and her mirror." Frodo took the phial, and for a moment as it shone between them, he saw her again, standing like a queen, great and beautiful, but no longer terrible. He bowed, but found no words to say. It, again, gave me a chance to dive back in, like bring the Silmarillion to the forefront. Not to mention I got to talk about Arundel again, and I love how that story started like tens of thousands of years ago and is still moving forward with the humble characters of Sam and Frodo. It's like awesome. Now, I'd like to hear some of your favorite moments from book 2. Please, I'd love it. Please comment down below. Favorite moment or moments. They don't have to be from any of my videos either. Just let me know what you love about this book and we can all just nerd out together. Like, you know, we haven't been doing that already. I also want to say thank you to everybody who stepped in with, you know, amendments to some of the things I mentioned or may not have been entirely correct on. Or even just things that I missed entirely. This community as a whole is awesome, and I've learned things from you all along the way and had some awesome discussions. I look forward to more discussions with you as we move forward. And now for just kind of a channel update. As I've mentioned, I'm having a blast going through the book so carefully, and we'll be continuing book 3, the first half of the Two Towers. However, I need to take a break. Now, this video should be published to non-members on November 8th. My plan right now is to start back up with a new video on January 3rd. There are things just that have come up that I have to take care of, and taking this break will allow me to get that done and build up maybe a couple of backlog of videos, so I'll still be able to provide members with early access. I may also need to start the year with posting videos every other week for a little while. I wish I could just immediately start going with every week, but I think the commitments I have are inconsistent with timing, and I'm not really able to predict the time it will take out of my days. I am still planning on posting community posts with quizzes each week, so look out for those. But in the meantime, please make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on so you know when I get things rolling again. If there are some videos you haven't watched, please go back and watch them, catch up, keep sharing the videos so we can grow this really amazing community. With that said, I will see you all in a few weeks. Until next time, always remember, Audi and Tulip, day shall come again.